Did you know we have a world-class flight training school here in San Diego? I did. I know you did. Pilots can fly almost every day, and we're super close to the oceans, the desert, the mountains. It is beautiful. That's why San Diego is one of the best places to learn how to fly in the world. Learn to fly in sunny San Diego right at Montgomery Field. You can get started real easy. Just give them a call at 858-569-1822. That's Learn to Fly with SDFTI, or just call them 858-569-1822.
A lot of positive feedback from my reveal, Dave. People can't believe it.
I know. I
can't believe I'm natural.
I seen you got one from a clothing company.
The what?
Yeah, it's going to hook you up.
I didn't see that.
I know.
All right. So something interesting's happening. The county, which is, the county board of supervisors, the county board of supervisors is like the city council, but for the county. So especially if you don't live in a city, like, for example, Alpine. Alpine's a town. They don't have a city council. So their decisions come down from the county board. Of course, we all heard about the county board during COVID because that's where the health department really resides. And everybody's heard of, enemy number one, Nathan Fletcher. That guy's horrible.
Oh, so bad.
So the county board, three out of 5 of them are anti-gun.
Right.
Jim Desmond is not. He's very pro-gun. And Joel Anderson is not. He is very pro-gun. But the other 3, led by Nathan Fletcher, very anti-gun.
Right.
So here's what they
ex-military, too, if you can believe that.
Yeah. He was in the Marine Corps. So they decided to have listening sessions, and they hired a consulting group to do these listening sessions. Basically, get feedback from the county, from the voters. They want to know how to stop gun violence. So they have a series of these listening sessions. They've already had, I think, 3 of them, and the final one is this Thursday. And what it is they already have a list. They already have ideas of what they want to do. I don't even know what they want to do, but they want to further restrict your ability to, keep and bear arms, essentially what they want to do. They want to make sure that it's harder for you to buy a gun, harder for you to own a gun, harder for you to carry a gun, harder for you to defend yourself with a gun. So in order to, before they present these listening sessions are designed to, get a reaction, the reaction that they want. So they want a bunch of people to show up and, hey, think of the children, think of the children, think of the children, so that they can go and say, hey, gosh, we're going to pass this legislation. We're going to pass this regulation. Because
all these people.
3 people showed up and said,
Yeah. We used to do that in the car business.
Yeah.
Bring in all the management.
Yeah.
And then then put people out in tables and ask, well, what'd you think of the service manager? And what'd you think? It just demoralized the whole place. But they got the information they wanted. They fired the managers they didn't want, and they were gone.
Well, I mean,
so it's the same thing.
It is. And they tried to pass this off as unbiased, but it's extremely biased.
It becomes a feeding frenzy because when the first person says something, then the next one gets a little bit more ampere. Then the next one gets a little bit more ampere,
right?
And it's a disaster.
Well, and they couch this thing. They create, the narrative, and it's all about gun violence. So immediately, they kind of box you in. Okay, so they don't want to know how to stop crime. They don't want to know how to promote, safety. They want to talk about gun violence. And so
the questions are very directed, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is you get, extremists on both sides. And they show up. It is the worst way to craft public policy.
Of course. I've never seen it work, and I've been around it a lot.
Right. Well, and it depends on how you define work. I mean, to them, it's going to work great. They're going to, some loon's going to come and show up and say something loony, and they're going to get to.
It's a win-lose. There's a guy that wins, and then there's a guy that loses.
But if you really look at this thing, one of the
focus group.
Yeah,
that's what it's
called.
It
is. They're calling them listening sessions,
but
it's a focus group.
It's a focus group.
But if you look at this thing, one of the questions is, how do we stop gun violence? Well, what is gun violence? Like, what exactly are they talking about here?
What cause?
Well, but what about the single mom who is defending herself from being brutally beaten, raped, and killed?
Mm-hmm.
What if she uses a firearm that she legally owns, legally carries, what if she uses that to defend her life against a 250-pound guy with a knife? Is that gun violence? Well, it counts in their numbers. The numbers that they give, right? They're going. That would have counted in their numbers as somebody who got shot.
How many people died with COVID?
Right. Well, but is that?
But they all got COVID. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Did you die of or with COVID? Right.
Did you know about it?
But is that the gun violence they want to stop?
No, they
know what
want
I
to
mean?
take away your guns.
Exactly
it's
right.
It's not even trying to save lives. They don't care whether they save lives or not.
No, but the way they've structured this thing, right? The way they've structured this practice, these listening sessions, these questions, is to get the answer that they're looking for. Now, we've done a really good job so far of getting people to show up and say, "Hey, you know what? Stick it in your ear. We don't want any of this. We know what you're up to, and we don't want any of it." They had a listening session down in Chula Vista. It was predominantly people who showed up and
Did
said,
you go?
I didn't go to that one. The reason we're talking about this, I monitored it. I didn't actually show up. I'm showing up at the one on Thursday at the Ronald Regan Center in El Cajon to make a statement.
Gotcha.
It's very, very important that everybody show up to that one.
Yeah, what day is it?
Thursday night.
What time?
6:00.
What time do we eat?
After.
Oh, it's always after.
Yeah.
Okay. And where is it again? At the Ronald
Reagan Center in El Cajon. If you're
we have a Ronald Reagan Center in El Cajon?
Sign up for our email. Go to our website to get information. We'll post it and make sure that we've been talking about it for weeks. Need you to show up.
Is it free?
It's free. Need you to say that, hey, you know what? I'm totally opposed to this.
How much time do you get?
3 minutes.
I need an hour.
Right? Even an hour. But just know that we need you to get out. We need you to drown out all the bad ideas. They're still going to move forward with what they're going to move forward on. We're still going to stay on top of it. And they actually have a schedule of, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to compile all the feedback. We're going to come up with recommendations, et cetera, et cetera. But this one in particular is the most important. It's the final one. We need everyone to show up. But I just want you to imagine, this listening session. Imagine if they'd had a listening session in the Jim Crow South, outside of Birmingham, Alabama. And they said, hey, we're going to have a listening session about civil rights. It's 1958, right? Who would have showed up? And what would they have said?
The blacks go in this door, and then the whites go in this door.
If black Americans had if they even showed up, right? They wouldn't have shown up. I mean, imagine how many gun owners are going, you know what? I'm not showing up to this.
Yeah, are you kidding? I don't want them to know who I am.
Right. 3.5 million people didn't show up to these listening sessions. And that's the population of San Diego. I mean, it's really just a few dozen.
But they haven't really publicized it. I've watched KUSI, and I haven't seen a commercial.
Well, KUSI, they talked about it. I was like,
you know what I mean?
Me. But yeah, but my point is, they're looking at a drop in the bucket.
Oh, not even that.
Of people that are responding to extremely slanted questions.
That's like 3 people. Okay, we got 3 people in San Diego that all said this.
Right, and even if they do say, yeah, we want to, essentially what they're saying is, hey, we really want to violate people's civil rights more.
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, why is that okay? It wouldn't be okay in 1958 Birmingham, Jim Crow South. Right. It's not okay in 2022 to violate civil rights, no matter how emotional or how passionate people are. Yeah. And again, the way that they've defined this thing is gun violence.
Well, just think if they put everything out to all the radio stations, all the TV stations, all the print, and have everybody come to Petco Park.
Well,
but I'm just saying,
right, yeah.
And then have speakers,
right?
But they
won't
do that.
Well, they won't. But even let's say they did that. Let's say 60,000 people showed up, and 59,999 of them said we need to ban guns, and there was just one guy that said, "No, I don't think we should." What the point is, taking people's civil rights away isn't okay, no matter what the masses tell you.
Right.
And this is why I'm saying, if it's 1958, you're outside of Birmingham, Alabama, in the Jim Crow South, and you want to have a listening session about racism, who's going to show up?
Nobody.
Racists.
Yeah.
And what are they going to say?
We don't
racist
want it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why these listening sessions are it's a horrible idea. They have experts on all sides, whether it's the pro-gun side, the anti-gun side. in the middle, they already have people who've studied these things. You can follow the science, like it's so popular to say,
and then they can say, "I told you so."
And these listening sessions, horrible. But we need you to help us make them less horrible.
Kind of like voting, you got to come out and help.
Exactly right. Don't sit at home and hope somebody else shows up. I'll be there to make a statement, kind of the final.
And he'll give autographs and he'll do selfies if you're nice. You'll have to go through his people though.
Right. But need everybody
2 minutes.
But that's these listening sessions are extremely important to beat them at their own game.
You going to be there, Max?
Yeah. What do you say, man?
I'll try.
What are you doing there? What are you doing Thursday night?
Homework. Oh, no, you're all done, right?
Yeah, I'm all done. So
there you go. No excuse.
Well, Chula Vista's kind of far away from Escondido.
No. It's actually El Cajon.
Oh, El Cajon?
Yeah,
all
It's
right.
the same.
There you go.
Do like I tell my friends in Escondido up there, I said, get your passport. You can come down into San Diego. It's okay. I'm telling you, I can't get people to go north or south.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.